Hey guys, and welcome back to a Road to a Swift project. Today we're going to be finish off the home view. So let's pick up where we left off. So as you can see, at the moment we have a nice display where we can scroll up and down thanks to the scroll view, and within the individual sections we can scroll horizontally thanks to the horizontal list view work we did earlier. In addition to this, you'll remember in the last episode we used the modifier of clip shape and the rounded rectangle and the corner radius to get a nice edge to the titles. Today we're going to improve the Sopranos poster, creating a nice linear gradient. So we'll go to Assets, we'll create a new color set by clicking right and going down to Color Set, and then naming it Gradient. That way, when we are creating the overlay, we'll be able to call it within the linear gradient modifier. And so the gradient will be white in any appearance and dark in dark mode. So if we click on dark, open the right hand panel, click show color panel, and just like we did for the button style text, if we create dark to be dark, so we type in 6 zeros, and as you can see there, dark has become dark. We press enter and now we close it, and then we can close the right hand panel and we can move on to the UI to make these changes within the overlay. And so then within our async image, just under scale to fit, we will use the modifier of overlay, and within the overlay we will create a linear gradient which will give us a stopping point, a starting point, and an end point. The stop point is an array and essentially is the color array that we're going to go through. So we're going to go from clear to the gradient color of dark that we picked. And within the gradient stop, we will have gradient dot stop, and then the parameters of color and clear for the initial, and then a location of 0.8. Then as we scroll down within the overlay, or as the overlay progresses, it will get darker and darker. It is nice also, because of how much code is within the linear gradient, to space out your stops, start point and end point. So if we create the stops argument, we will do an array of gradient dot stop, and then within stop we'll pass in the parameters of clear and location of 0.8, and then as always with a gradient and an array we will need to have a comma, and then we'll do the same, but this time for the color we'll call gradient from the asset file that we just created instead of black. Then simply our start point will be where the overlay starts, and our end point will be where the overlay ends. So we'll just do the start point at the top and it will go down to the bottom. Then if we wait for the preview to load, we can see that we have a nice overlay now, and then it changes in dark mode. Now obviously the Sopranos poster is dark, so you can't really see it as well, but if you had a light picture or poster you'd be able to see it really well. Alright, nice. Now that we have created a nice overlay and have a nice scrollable view with a play and download buttons and various sections with horizontal scroll view, I'd say this is a good point to stop in terms of the home view. However, just quickly, we will now be able to change the content view to actually display the home view when you click on the home tab. So what we'll do now is we will go to content view, and we will replace that text of global home string, and we will simply replace it with the home view. So when we call views or anything, just like with functions, we'll need to use brackets. So as you can see now, we still have the home view, but now at the bottom you'll see the tab view. And if we click upcoming, we get upcoming, we get search, we get search, we get download, but most importantly, when we click home, the user will be able to see HomeView. Okay, nice. If you followed along, well done. The project is really coming together. I'll see you in the next episode where we'll be learning about APIs and how to connect it to our app. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.